resources. This evening, we will discover more choices, tips, and options to live cleaner and healthier as our guest speakers share their journey towards a zero-waste lifestyle to protect the Earth's resources. Tonight's event is the first of several community engagement gatherings and kickoffs for a year of planning with Roosevelt Islanders. The goal is, and it's the crux of all of this is, we want to promote, we should all want, and I know Roosevelt Islanders want, to promote environmental understanding and boost sustainable practices on Roosevelt Island. I think that's worth repeating because that really is our goal, to promote environmental understanding and boost sustainable practices. I'm getting nods, that's good. On Roosevelt Island, we're going in the right direction here. This is all possible due to an Engage Cornell Opportunity Grant from Cornell University's Office of Engagement Initiatives. The grant was awarded to both Cornell Tech and Cornell University Cooperative Extension, NYC. It covers a year of community planning and cooperation with Roosevelt Island residents and businesses and community groups and schools and building managers, RIOC, RIRA, and elected officials, and maybe I left somebody out, but I think you get the drift. We want to do all of this for maximum impact. And ever since we opened on Roosevelt Island, we've prioritized sustainability, Cornell Tech has. We constructed buildings with cutting-edge sustainable design, and we are thrilled to be a part of a community that shares our values of being good environmental stewards and having a positive impact on society. So, just a few housekeeping notes now. The event runs until 8 p.m. Please stay to the end because there'll be some giveaways, so those are always fun. The restrooms are to my right through the next room. Also, you've seen, please enjoy the water and the fruit that's been supplied by the Cornell Cafe, as well as the zero waste displays. I think you've seen some of them, and those of our entrepreneurial companies. Emphasize that word, entrepreneurial companies, when we're talking about sustainability, including Grounded Upcycling and Farm to People. And also, I don't know if she's in the room here, but Sasha Jones from the Public Library is here to sign up new members after the event. She will be in the room next door after the event, and we'll be leading you out and reminding you to go see her as well. And in the spirit of zero waste, we will be collecting all food scraps from this evening's event for composting. And a final note before we get started, we get such wonderful support from our elected officials, and I would like to recognize and thank Isabel. Where is Isabel in the room? Please stand if you are. Isabel Abreu from the Office of Manhattan Borough President Gail Brewer's office. Isabel, thank you so much for being here, and we just couldn't ask for a better advocate, both for Cornell Tech and for Roosevelt Island than the Borough President Gail Brewer, so thank her for us. Now, I would like to introduce Jonna. Here you are, good. Jonna Carmona-Graf. Jonna is the Assistant VP of Capital Planning and Projects for the Roosevelt Island Operating Corporation. We really appreciate RIOC's involvement in our efforts to promote this environmental understanding and boost sustainable practices all over the island. So welcome and thank you.
I want to say thank you to everyone who's here tonight. I recently started with Roosevelt Island Operating Corporation and come from a long career at New York City Parks, so I understand what it means to be sustainable and to have best practices that treat every piece of green space as a jewel that it is. In my role, we make sure that we incorporate sustainable practices into our design philosophies and try to reduce the urban footprint with increasing plantings and whatnot. But the company also does a lot on the operations side, which isn't under my purview, but I'd like to take a few minutes to talk about some of the things that we have done. I was very surprised to learn that this island, for the past 40 years, has had a pneumatic trash collection system. The AVAC system is very unique, and for those of you who aren't nodding, it takes your trash under the streets and brings it up north. And I was very impressed by Philip Johnston's foresight to really plan for the island in a way that would keep cars to a minimum, although it's probably a lot more filled with vehicles than he would have liked, and had the forethought to think about how to remove trash. That building is currently getting a modernization project, and so you'll be happy to know that it's going to still be here for many generations of Roosevelt Islanders to enjoy and use. We also haven't stopped there. We had a company policy that, like many of you, banned the use of plastic bottles for the water supply. I mean, everybody got used to having portable water, but we no longer use that. And we also recently started a battery drop-off as a little effort to collect those batteries that are needing to be repurposed for the community and for our employees to use. We have, for the past 4 years, partnered with the Girl Scouts and the Garden Club and GRIN to really reinforce some of the composting efforts on the island and support the weekly food drive that the Big Reuse has in partnership with those groups. Last Saturday, I could not participate, but I heard the Stop and Swap event was very well attended, even more so than last year. And had I known a little bit longer, my husband would have been very happy to know that I would have brought stuff to donate. So next year, I plan on bringing stuff. We've also done things on our day-to-day operations with replacement of all the luminaires in the path lighting and island-wide. And going to an LED fixture has saved the company money, but it's also reduced the amount of energy we're using. They're more durable, and it's reduced the UV emissions that we have in those energies. And I don't know how many of you know, I was surprised to learn that there is a water turbine partnership that we have with Verdant just outside of Motorgate. And so that's been a pilot that's very successful in generating power. So I think that there'll probably be more things to come. It's an educational, not-for-profit system. And finally, we really feel that the success of sustainability is in educating the youth. And so Erica and Jessica, those leaders in our youth center, have made a point of introducing ways to teach young kids about sustainability and recycling, and they've even created a map for everyone to look at where the resources are on the island. So we're very proud of the little steps we've taken towards green initiatives and best practices, and we're looking forward to hearing more about ways that we can improve and expand how we are more sustainable and reduce the footprint that we have and create a better place for our kids and grandkids to enjoy. Unfortunately, I cannot stay tonight because I have my husband recovering from ankle replacement surgery, but he is doing well and has been able to stay a little bit. But I will be at the next event and look forward to hearing back from some of the staff that I have here on all the things that you have suggested for ways to improve. Thanks again, Jane, and congratulations on the
Thank you, Jonna, very much. And you see the map, the Roosevelt Island map that Jonna was talking about is posted outside, so please take a look if you haven't seen that. And also, I want to thank, while Jonna's here, I need to thank RIOC Programming Coordinator Michelle Edwards. Michelle is an urban planner, and she's been very helpful in planning this event. There you are, Michelle. Thank you so much, very much. I need to say that. And also, I do want to recognize, and you know them, Christina Delfico from I Dig to Learn, and Julia Ferguson from the Roosevelt Island Operating Corp. And also, Chris Gassman. Chris was appointed by the Roosevelt Island Residents Association, RIRA, to work on this initiative. He's way in the back waiting for you. So if you wish to connect with RIRA, please see Chris after the event. And we're really glad for this team, and it's only the beginning because we want many more partners as time goes on. Okay, finally. Now I'm pleased to introduce our speakers for this evening, Sandra Noonan and Nicole Grossberg. They are both founders of the Zero Waste NYC Workshop Series. They will lead the conversation for us tonight, and as you know, this is entitled, well, you don't know part of it. We're calling it Engaged Roosevelt Island, Getting to Zero Waste in Your Daily Life. So first, a little bit about Nicole.